So as I was saying before, the film cut off slash the camera cut off on the last video, I thought I had enough storage on my phone because of the videos that I've been uploading over the past day. Really, not two, just day. Thought I had enough storage on my phone to go ahead and possibly record a whole full length. Didn't, so I deleted those other two videos that I just posted. The NJ2TheCityNews special reports, I went and deleted those. They're already uploaded on the channel, so I could definitely do that to clear up more space and storage for the phone. And now here I am again. So to let everybody know once again about the school reviews topic, ladies and gentlemen, I do read school reviews quite often. If anything, that's probably one of the top things you could say I do for a living at this point. Is I read school reviews. Don't get paid for it yet, but definitely that's what I do. I read school reviews. One of the top reasons why I do it, if anybody ever cared or wondered why, is because once again, during my time in Nice, you could say developed, an attitude to becoming, you could say, a school enthusiast, education enthusiast. What I call that is somebody who's very interested in all the ups and downs, to an extent of, running a school, all the ups and downs of student happiness, the student body, when it comes to, like, again, extracurriculars, people's attitudes, personalities, character traits, you name it. And I can rest assure you that, for the most part, I'm very thankful for everything that I've, went through, for better and for worse, and thankful to more life by way of Jesus Christ. So once again, read these reviews. Only problem is a lot of these reviews are absolutely horrible. You probably wouldn't even believe they were left in the comment section of schools, but they were. One of the top most recurring review that I've read is about bullying. Someone tell me how in 2019 we still have bullying as a rampant issue in our schools. Somebody tell me that. Literally, how in 2019 we still have bullying as a rampant issue in our schools. No wonder why kids feel so negatively ostracized and feel like it's just, it's just suicide or nothing, or something like that, because they're getting bullied. And when you get bullied and picked on, as I've said before, if you don't have a good home life, school should be that outlet for you. And the problem is, a lot of kids, if you don't have that outlet, then you feel like you have nothing. And that's why I say so many parents or older siblings or whoever at home needs to start doing more. That's why I made songs like Support Your Children, because I want people to understand. This is why I don't care right now to waste my time going to college for 2-3 years, if not more, to get a degree so I can fit in with these people who are abusing and etc. with, you could say the rights, the liberties, freedoms within the schools, because, who are working within our schools. Because, think about it. And that's not to say everybody that works within our schools have those negative agendas and are just posing as wolves in sheep's clothing. That's not to say that. But it is to say, if you read as many school reviews as I've read, you would know why there's no point. At least right now, like I said, I'll force myself in the next year or two, to go to college so I can get this degree. Other than that, or degrees. Other than that, right now, I don't care. I'll just do everything independently, because I do not. These reviews tell stories, and one of the top things these reviews tell stories of is bullying, sexual harassment. Crazy this, crazy that, outlandish. I'm like, oh my Lord. And some of you kids out there, dare I say, how do you deal with it? How do you cope with it? Because that's what I mean about, if you don't have a good home life, school should be your family. School should be your coping mechanism. But for so many of you kids, school is just another, you could say, and parents, forgive me for saying this if you're listening, it's like saying school has become, instead of your outlet, school has become a hell house for you. And because it's like you're being consistently tortured, bullied, harassed, whatever, almost every single day, if not every single day, by the same people, and then you report it to your counselors, administrators, teachers, deans, and they do nothing. How do I know that part? Because I've read that in almost every review, and how so many schools don't do anything about bullying. Anything. And I can tell you, I feel so bad for all of you kids out there who feel so negatively ostracized because your schools haven't done their jobs. I'm sorry, your schools have not done their jobs. That's one of the top reasons why I'm telling you, I mean, if I was in your school, trust me, not only would everybody know me, but trust me, it'd be lit in your school. Everybody would hopefully be having fun. They would care about each other, because one of the top things I'm not afraid to do is tell people how to treat each other. You don't treat that person like that. You don't do that. If you do, this was going to happen to you, straight up. And I'm telling you, I just don't get why. For some people, it seems like it's rocket science to run a school. It's rocket science to discipline. It's rocket science to be fair. It's rocket science to show people love and respect. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the top things that I stood for at Nice was school family, school home, school legacy, stuff like that. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, if we want what's truly best for our kids, those are three things we have got to start building in 2019. And I'm telling you this, at least for now, as an independent person saying this, dude, people, I'll do this. I'll do your job for free. I'll do it for free, make a bigger impact than you did in way less time. And that speaks to anybody out there who is, you could say again, a dean, counselor, administrator, principal, teacher, I don't care. Anybody who's working within the school system who is abusing their rights, doing terrible with their job, and so on and so on. I'll do a better job than you in half the time and make a bigger impact than you ever could make. Why? Because, one, I'm blessed and gifted. All glory be to God for better and for worse. You are too. You're just, again, abusing your rights, and you're not putting your talents to the forefront for godly use. But the point there is, once again, it's not that hard to be inspirational. It's not that hard to let people know how you love them. It's not that hard to show love and respect. It's not that hard to cheer people on, encourage, support your children. You get the point. Again, made the song titled Support Your Children. Go look that up if you don't mind. It's within the last 5 or 6, 7 uploads on this channel. Go look that up. Ladies and gentlemen, with school reviews, I'm telling you, I read them all the time. Literally been reading them all night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's garbage. It's so garbage. How many schools are, I don't even want to say that word. I'm going to say failing. How many schools are failing at everything? And I mean, when I say everything, I mean, how many schools are failing at student life? It's like student happiness. How many schools are failing at overall student happiness? Because it seems like too many to count are absolutely failing at student happiness. Question, why are you failing at student happiness? Can somebody answer that question for me? Why are all these schools failing at student happiness? Can somebody answer that for me? Oh wait, because you got two-faced, double-standard, hypocritical, backstabbing bigots running some of these schools, working within some of these schools, child molesters and more. Again, look at the reviews. I've seen too many reports, on an actual news itself. Backs me up on that claim. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm horrified, I'm disgusted, I'm disturbed that this is what we have running our education systems. And the top problem is private schools, depending on which one, or ones, or whatever else, they're almost no better than the public ones. I've read plenty of private school reviews where it says, and I quote, they only care about your money. They don't care about you, they just care about your money. Anything they can do to get your money, that's all they care about. Someone tell me why that is. Somebody tell me why I read that with the private schools. You would think investing all that money in private school, wouldn't you think investing all that money in private school, wouldn't you think that you are setting your child up for bright futures rather than setting them up for depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts? Think about it. But then no, I read the reviews, and some of those same reviews of private schools are some of the same I read for public schools. Garbage, disgusting, disturbing, negative, crude, foul, etc. People, it's not that hard to run a school. It ain't that, and I mean, when I say run a school, I mean it's not that hard to run a school in terms of student happiness. Obviously, you cannot cater towards everybody, but obviously, you can do enough right to where hopefully, if not all, a majority feels loved, cared about, respected, and they have a school family. This is a school home where you can happily build your, however many years you're there, school legacy. That's something that schools need to start adopting. If you don't adopt it, trust me, your views are gonna keep piling up. The problem is your views don't need to keep piling up. Start doing your job today to make your better tomorrow reality. If you don't, guess what? I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to answer to God for this. And regardless whether you believe in God or not, He is real. He is judging you, and you will have to face Him when you die. Because I'm telling you this right now, I'm just tired of all these reviews. These reviews are garbage, absolute garbage. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been there, and I've been there where I've only had 10 seconds, 30 seconds with a child, and yet I blew their mind with my kindness, with my respect, with my hospitality, professionalism. I've had 30 seconds or less with a child and literally gave them a quick motivational speech or even just said 3-4 encouraging words to them, and they thought I was just the brightest, most brilliant, talented individual, the most one-of-a-kind, unique individual in the world. How come I can do that and you can't? Huh? I'm gifted, you're gifted, I'm blessed, you're blessed. How come you can't do that? I think you can do that, but you just don't want to because, again, you got pride, you got ego, double standards, hypocrisy, and so many other words I can name there. Think about it. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and realize you are very much, depending on who you are and what you're doing, realize you don't know what you're doing, you're shameful, and you will answer for this crap. You will answer. You are over children, okay? You're over children. I guess this is to any teacher, administrator, whatever else watching this in the future. You're over children. You have a moral responsibility, not just to that child, but to that child's parents, to the school, Almighty God, number one, really, and more. I'm telling you, you gotta do better. If you don't do better, guess what? I wouldn't say you'll be fired, but you probably don't care about being fired. I don't know what you really care about, but I obviously don't care about those kids because I keep reading too many negative school reviews. You have a moral responsibility to God, to those kids, to those parents, to the school board. You have a moral responsibility to so many more things than what you recognize. I'm telling you, I mean, it's not that hard to be real, honest, heartfelt. It's not hard. Why do so many people treat it like it's rocket science? Get out of your own ego, get out of your own pride, and realize it's not hard. Ask God for forgiveness, number one, and ask Him to show you the way. Because He is the truth and the light, and He will show you the way if you just ask Him to and you walk with Him. Walk with the Lord, and He will show you the way to do your job more properly and more right with these kids that you are over each and every day. Think about it, y'all. It's not rocket science. I read too many school reviews that are just horror stories. Horror stories. Why can't we learn? Again, I adopted, for example, this philosophy. The same school pride we have in our colleges. Why can't? And colleges is halfway a scam anyway, but as I said before, why can't we adopt the same school pride we have in our colleges? Why can't we adopt that in high school, middle school, and elementary? Someone tell me why we can't. That's what I adopted over at Nice. That's what I adopted with Valley Ridge. That's why I'm supporting all these St. Johns County schools and more the way that I do. Because I'm trying to bring that same school pride we have in our colleges right here to our regular grade schools. Why? Because we need it. Too many kids are going through the cycles of depression, anxiety, molestation, you name it. I can't name all of them. Drug overdoses, alcohol poisoning, you get it, you name it. Why? Why can't more kids have support systems? Why can't a school be that outlet and support system? Why can't everywhere you go in a school you see loving, caring, kind people who are willing to surround you with a support system anytime, anywhere, any place, etc., etc., God first on that note, to help you with whatever you're God first dealing with? Why can't we have that? If we have that, you will see so many of these negative rates going way down, way fast, because these kids feel loved and cared about and respected as human beings. It's not hard, ladies and gentlemen. It really is common sense. Just get to know Jesus and you'll know it too. Your boy, the man, NJ2TheCity out. God bless one was unashamed. God for God of everything. More coming soon. Take care.